Night rests over the circle of oaths. A thin line of light runs around the ring like a quiet fire. The crowd hums. Some laugh, some point. In the center walks a small human woman with silver hair and a wooden cane. Her name is Grandma Noor. She does not rush. She does not bow. She stops at the bright line and looks up. Across from her stands Champion Threx. He is tall and proud. His armor shines. He drops a blunted spear to show he is strong even without it. The arena loves him. He grins and thumps his chest. High above, High Marshal Kor lifts a hand. The oath bell, an ancient ring device, wakes and glows. A soft screen shows a timer, temporary. It begins to fall. 09:59. Mon Freights. Noor does not look at the clock. She closes her eyes and takes one slow breath. In, hold, out. Her cane tip rests on the tile. Then she taps it once. Tap. The sound is small, but the floor answers. The tiles shimmer, as if a hidden pattern swims under the stone. Noor opens her eyes. Mind the gaps, she says in a low voice. Only the nearest mic hears it. 72 hours earlier, the charge came. An honor rule was broken, they said. If humans failed the duel, Earth would lose travel through the trade corridor. The law was clear. One champion, one item, no killing. The room filled with talk and fear. And Voihana spoke fast. Captain Reyes warned of tricks. Then Noor set her cane by her chair and said, I will go. The room went quiet. Honor is breath. I still have breath, she said, and smiled. They trained in simple ways. Hana taught gestures and court words. Reyes tested Noor's steps on a chalk grid. Dr. Lin counted with her, 4 in, 2 hold, 4 out, until her breath was calm even when a horn blew. Noor packed a few hard candies. The rules allowed a small comfort item. Candy was for nerves and for kindness. Back in the ring, Marshal Kor speaks. The duel measures voice, breath, step, and truth, he says. The stones will answer the pure and punish the false. The crowd cheers. Threx lifts his arms and drinks it in. The oath bell booms. First trial, the path of calm. The ring moves. Not a lot, just enough. The tiles tilt like scales. A hiss of hidden air slips between them. Noor taps the cane again. Tap, tap. She listens to the echo. Some tiles sound full. Some sound thin like a quiet drum. She steps on the quiet ones. Her foot lands soft. No jolt. No shock. Threx laughs and stomps forward. His steps are loud. The ring does not like loud. A light flashes under his heel. A crack of static bites his ankle. He snarls and stomps harder. The floor bites again. The crowd's laugh turns uneasy. Noor does not look at him. She keeps her eyes on the tile edge, where light leaks like water. She breathes with her slow count. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold 1, 2. Out, 2, 3, 4. Her cane touches, learns, guides. She moves in a clean line. She does not wobble. At the edge of the ring, a child leans over the rail, eyes wide. Noor sees fear there. She takes one candy from her pocket and rolls it with her cane across the boundary to a steward, who passes it up. The child smiles, then breathes like Noor. The laugh in that corner of the crowd softens. Show the warrior your spine. Threx shouts. His voice rings harsh. The oath bell flares and sends a tiny shock through the tile under him. He bares his teeth. He does not understand. He is very strong, but the stones care about more than strength. Noor reaches the center circle. The oath bell dims. The floor goes still beneath her feet. A soft tone fills the air, clean and gentle. Words appear in pale light above her head. Truth read, no fear for self, fear for others. The arena hushes. Even Threx stops. Noor lifts her chin a little. We stand for more than one, she says. Her voice is calm. It travels well. The oath bell brightens again. The timer slides down to 07:12, 07:11. The ring's outer tiles begin to rotate, slow at first, then faster. Thin gaps open like dark smiles between them. Second measure preparing, the bell says. Edge and echo. Noor taps once more. Tap. The sound skims the gap and comes back to her late. She nods. She knows the floor now. She knows the path. She sets the cane tip at the first safe join. Threx lowers his shoulders and growls. He leans forward to charge. Noor breathes in. Hold. Out. She whispers, mind the gaps. The tiles slide. The light sharpens. The bell swells like a rising tide, and the duel truly begins. The tiles rotate like slow saws. Thin gaps open and close. Air hisses. The oath bell glows brighter and speaks in a calm, cold voice. Second measure. edge and echo. Grandma Noor stands at the center ring. She does not rush. She listens. She taps the floor once with her cane. Tap. The echo returns a heartbeat late. The late echo marks a gap. She steps away from it. Her breath stays slow. And 2, 3, 4. Hold 2. Out 2, 3, 4. Across the ring, Champion Threx lowers his horns and charges. His boots slam stone. The crowd roars. The tiles bite him with hidden sparks. He snarls and keeps coming. He is strong, but the floor likes quiet steps, not loud pride. Noor turns her body sideways and lets his rush pass. She does not hit. She does not shove. She taps again and walks where the echo is soft. The ring turns faster, then slows like a giant animal thinking. The bell speaks. First test, patience. Your breath sets the world. A circle of small drones rises from slots in the floor. They are the size of cups, matte black, with thin wings that do not flap. They fly in a ring around Noor's head. They flash bright, then dark, like angry fireflies. They make a high needling sound that pulls at the nerves. Noor closes her eyes. She lifts one hand in the small gesture Envoy Hana taught. I hear you. I do not fear you. She puts a hard candy on her tongue. Sweet helps the throat. Sweet slows the breath. She taps the cane in a gentle rhythm, not a beat the drones can lock on. Tap, pause, tap, tap, long pause. The whine of the drones tries to catch her pattern. It fails. Their wings stutter. The ring of light around the floor cools. The drones fall back into their slots like tired bees. Threx laughs in scorn. Pretty tricks, he says, and stamps the edge tile hard. The tile opens a hair. His foot slips. He covers it with a sneer, but his eyes jump to the gap. The bell gives a soft tone. Patience observed. From a dark arch, a low shape crawls into the ring. It is an arena beast. Long body, hair like smoke, eyes wide with fear. One leg drags. It hisses in pain. Second test, mercy, the bell says. Threx raises his arms, asking for cheers. He points the blunted spear at the beast as if to prove power. The crowd murmurs. Some want blood. Some look away. Noor kneels. Her knees ache. She does not hide it. She takes another candy and rolls it across the tile with the cane. The beast flinches. It sniffs, it licks. The sugar calms its panting. Noor speaks in a clean, simple voice. You may go. You are not my enemy today. She taps the quiet tiles to show a safe path. The beast follows the soft echo and limps out. A warm hush moves through the seats. The bell glows white. On the air, words appear. Mercy is courage. Threx scoffs, but his face is tight now. He swings the spear in a show arc and lets it clatter to the floor again. He wants the crowd back. He needs their eyes. The bell deepens. Third test, truth, speak without mask. The stones will hear. Noor stands tall. She looks at the circle of oaths. She speaks so all can hear. She is old, the narration says. Her knees ache. Her hands shake when it rains. She still stands. Noor smiles a little. I fear failing the young, she adds. I ask help when I must. The floor warms under her feet. The bell sings a clean note. The crowd breathes out, together and soft. Now you, Noor says to Threx. He lifts his chin. I fear nothing, he shouts. I am champion. The stones do not like the sound of that. The tile under him tilts. He must step back to keep balance. The crowd feels the tilt in their own stomachs and goes quiet. The bell gives no praise. High above, High Marshal Kor stands. His robe shines like oil. His voice cuts the air. By tradition, he says, a champion may claim an honor mark for the final press. A steward runs out with a long case. Inside is a thin, blunted blade etched with oath lines. Objection, Envoy Hana calls from the human stand. Law says one item each. One item, Kor answers. Each may keep their one. The champion chooses the honor mark as his one. The human may keep her cane. The crowd mutters. Some like old tradition. Some see the tilt. Noor tips the rubber cap off the cane's tip. Inside is a tiny bell bead tied with thread. Not a weapon, just a sound. She shows it openly. My one stays the same, she says. Threx takes the blunted blade and tests its weight. He grins with sharp teeth. He prowls in a curve and slashes a wide, ugly arc. Not to cut, but to force a jump. Noor does not jump. She flicks the bead against the edge tile. Ting, the note is soft and clear. It runs along the crack like water in a thin pipe. Where the sound fades, the ground is hollow. Where it sings long, the ground is safe. A map of music blooms under her feet. Threx lunges. Nor steps to a singing line. His blade slams the tile and skids. The floor punishes him with a shock. He bites back a shout. The tiles rotate faster. The gaps grin wider. The air grows colder. The timer drops. 03 no. Shu 59. 0258. Nor moves with the sound. Ting. Step. Ting ting. Wait. Ting. She fails once. Her toe touches a thin echo. The tile opens a finger's width. Her cane tip slips into the dark. The crowd gasps. She does not panic. She lays the cane sideways across the narrow crack like a bridge. She tests it. It holds. She crosses with careful feet. On the other side, she taps the beat again, gentler now, and hums a simple lullaby beat her mother taught her long ago. The oath bell vibrates. The ring answers her hum with a soft light under the tiles. The bell sounds, pleased. Threx feels the crowd leaning toward Nor. He cannot bear it. He roars and charges blind for the center. Nor lifts the bead and strikes the bell itself with a single clean note. Ting. The whole arena stills. Even Threx freezes for a breath as if the air itself holds him. The timer burns down. 0205, 0204, 0203. The bell speaks, lower than before, almost human. Final measure preparing. Yield with honor, or face shame. Threx lowers his head and growls. He will not yield. The clock hits 020. The light around the ring sharpens like a blade, and the last trial wakes. The clock shows 02 Oro. The light around the ring sharpens like a blade. The oath bell hums low, like a storm behind a door. Final measure. The weight of witness, the bell says. The tiles stop moving. The ring becomes a still lake. In the center rises a narrow witness span, a thin bridge of pale stone with no rails. Under it, black space, not death. Worse than death here, public shame. Rules appear in cold light. Two hearts step. One cannot cross alone. Speak one true fear. Share one act of care. Yield with honor or fall in shame. Grandma Nor stands at the start of the span. Her wooden cane is in her right hand. The tiny bell bead glints on its tip. Her breath stays slow. In. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2. Out. 2, 3, 4. Champion Threx snarls. He lifts the blunted blade and steps forward to force her back. Nor touches the bead to the stone. Ting. The sound travels along the span and comes back soft. The bridge recognizes the note. A thin glow runs under her feet. Threx tries to pass by force. The span does not accept him. It stays dark under his step. He goes nowhere. Rage heats his face. High above, Marshal Kor watches with hard eyes. He cannot stop the bell. He can only judge the end. Nor looks at the span, then at Threx. We cross together, she says. Her voice is calm, not soft. Two hearts. That is the rule. I cross alone, he spits. The bridge does not believe you, she says. The bell speaks. Witness must see. Around the arena, lamps rise like small moons. Their light turns toward the crowd. Faces show, old and young, proud and shy. Traitors, stewards, pilots, children. The witness is not the bell. The witness is the people. Nor lifts the radio bead at her collar, the same small mic Hana pinned there. Breathe with us, she says as if to a grandchild. Slow, kind. Across the seats, chests rise and fall. The span warms a little more. Threx stares at the people. He shakes his head. I am champion. I do not need them. You need one thing, Nor says. Truth. The bell requires words. Nor speaks first. She does not perform. She does not tremble. I fear failing the young, she says, the same truth she gave before. I ask help when I must. The span brightens a step's length. She turns and offers the cane across the line. Share balance, she says. An old human gesture. Two walkers, one stick between. Threx looks at the cane like it is a trap. His jaw works. Pride rises like a wall. He raises the blade instead to show power. The span goes cold under him. It tilts a finger's width, warning. The crowd sees it. The witness whispers, a long, low sound like wind in grass. Envoy Hana stands at the human rail. She does not shout law now. She places her hand flat on the railing and bows her head. A steward, moved by the sight, mirrors her. Hands touch rail all around, one by one, like candles lighting each other. Noor ties a red thread from her cuff around the cane, near the bead. She takes one candy and presses it into the knot. It looks small. It looks kind. Let the small stand safe, she says to the span, as if the stone can hear. She taps the bead once more. Ting. The note is warm. It sounds like kitchens and rain and stories told at night. It sounds like home. The span hums back. Care given, the bell says. The clock shows 01:21. Threx's breath is fast. He is a fighter. He knows how to master lungs, yet they will not obey. He looks at Marshal Kor for rescue. Kor does not move. Old law is heavy, but the bell is older. Nor does not push. She does not plead. She simply stands, small and steady, cane out, a bridge between them and the witness. Threx takes a step toward her. The blunted blade lowers a fraction. A hiss of shame runs through the seats. He hears it like a sting. Pride surges. He lifts the blade again. Nor addresses the crowd, third person, as if telling a tale. He is strong. He is proud. But honor is more than strength. Honor is truth. Watch. He can be brave. The word brave lands. It lands inside him. Not weak, not coward, brave. Threx's hands shake. He swallows. He looks at a child in the front row, the same child Noor gave candy to. The child holds the sweet, not eating yet, waiting. He lowers the blade. He speaks to the bell, to the witness, to the child. The words come rough. I fear being seen as small, he says. I fear the laugh. Silence. Then the span glows under his feet. The witness breathes out. One long, kind breath. Some heads nod. A few hands clap once, not for sport, for courage. Noor smiles, not wide, but real. Share balance, she says again. Threx puts the blunted blade on the ground. He takes the cane. His hand dwarfs the wood. The red thread brushes his knuckles. He steps onto the span beside Noor. The bell's voice is quiet now. 2 hearts step. They move. Not fast, not slow. On each step, the span asks for a match, pulse to pulse. When Threx runs hot, Noor pauses and lets him settle. When Noor's knees ache, Threx waits, chin down, eyes level. They do not talk. They breathe. Halfway across, the span wobbles. A tremor runs under their feet. A laugh rises from one corner of the crowd, sharp, mean, small. Threx flinches. He starts to pull back. Noor shifts the cane so the weight stays between them. Mind the gap, she says, the old phrase from part 1, simple as bread. Look at me, not at them. Her eyes are steady. He nods once, they step again. The wobble fades. The clock shows 0:28, 0:27. At the last stone, the span demands the final act. Yield with honor. Noor bows her head to Threx, not deep, but true. I yield my pride, she says. I ask help when I must. Threx looks at the blunted blade lying alone on the ring. He looks at the cane in his hand, red thread, tiny candy, bell bead. He kneels. He holds the cane up with both hands as if it were a child. I yield my anger, he says. I choose honor. The span blooms white under them. The bridge becomes solid as mountain. They step off together. The oath bell rings a clear, soft note that fills the city. Trial complete. Honor upheld. The clock stops at 0:12 and vanishes. Marshal Kor stands. His voice is not hard now. It is heavy with change. By witness and bell, humanity wins the honor duel. The corridor stays open. The honor mark will be revised. No secret blades. Care and truth shall weigh more. The arena does not roar. It breathes. Then the sound swells. Not wild, not cruel, warm. Hands clap in waves. Some eyes shine. Threx stays on one knee. Noor places the cane across his palms, then takes it back and rests it on her shoulder. She taps the ring once. Gentle. Tap. She ties the candy to the oath bell's lower strut with the red thread, a tiny sign for all who come after. Let the small stand safe, she says. Envoy Hana laughs through tears. Captain Reyes salutes with 2 fingers. The quiet soldier's thanks. A steward helps the child open the candy. Sweet breaks on a shy smile. Noor looks at the crowd as if telling a last line in a story. She is small, the narration says, but her courage is big. She protects. She does not destroy. High above, for the first time, the bell answers without being struck. A faint note, almost human. Honor belongs to the brave.